Hey guys, it's me again, and today I was feeling a little bit bored, so I decided to do an album review of an old album. It came out in the 70s. It's this original Sparks album, also known as Halfnelson, like Halfnelson. I've always been a Sparks fan for a year now, so for that 1 year I've been a Sparks fan, like always, but before that I wasn't. And so you could see why I would watch the Sparks documentary that came out on Netflix. So I watched that. It kind of motivated me to do this, like just get into them a little bit more. I was already like into them, but like now like it's cool because I can see more visual aspects to their life. So basically I've like known about this album for like a year now. It's a good album. I got it on my Discover Weekly on Spotify. I heard the song Fletcher Onorama, I believe is how you pronounce it. There it is, just a little snippet. Kind of sounds French by the name. That's kind of like an occurring theme throughout Sparks' history, just like French. Like I thought they were kind of French at first. The guys sounded like French. The album cover is interesting. I mean, it's like some brick wall with like the original band members on it, and that's throughout like this Sparks history. Like they'll always be on an album cover, except for Kimono in My House, which is two Japanese women, I think, which can maybe like be related to them as brothers. I mean, because it's two of them. The Sparks documentary was good. I watched that, and it was kind of cooler seeing them in the early years, and that's kind of just the theme of life, isn't it? Just youth will always prevail. And this is their first album, so let's just get into it. The opening track, Wonder Girl, is an instant classic.
It was a grand old time we had. She was there, and I was pretty glad.
I find myself being inspired by the little guitar jangling throughout, the song. It's very oddball and eccentric, fitting the Sparks theme. I'd give that track a serious listen. Then we got Fala Fali. I can kind of emulate his voice a little bit. It's a fun little ditty, but by no means my favorite track on this thing. I mean, it's okay. Sounds a little bit Todd Rundgren, which makes sense because he's a producer. It's just like, I guess the kind of piano sound. And then after that, another track displaying, I think, Todd Rundgren's genius, because I feel like he would have a say in this. It's like Roger, and basically what happens is there's little experimental twists throughout the thing. It's like sped up guitar loops and maybe reverse, I don't know. That's definitely a favorite on the album just because it fits their oddball eccentricism. Another notable track, Fletcher Onorama, as I was speaking earlier. That one sounds really cool. It's got little chords in the beginning. So a lot prettier than that is, but still, point goes, their use of chords in that song is quite nice. And then we have Simple Ballet, which the intro kind of sounds familiar to a Slint song. People like to use their harmonics, like you just hear a harmonic and a guitar, you're like, yeah, that song's good. The rest of the tracks are kind of forgettable, but they have a nice little span of nice little singles in there that, really revolutionized music, and their own music to some extent kind of gave them a name for themselves. All in all, this is a great debut album from Sparks, and I can't wait to hear more from them. I would also recommend watching the Sparks documentary, even though it could fall off a bit towards the end. It's cool watching them do their live performances and such.